What's up guys, welcome to TF5 update number 65, and in this update we're going to talk about Optimus Prime because he was the main focus of the new trailer. So we're going to talk about him and what he's been up to in the last night. So we're starting with something really cool because the first time we see Optimus in this trailer, he's chained and being held captive by none other than Quintessa herself. And as you can see, she's floating in front of Prime, and she's obviously smaller than him but bigger than a human. I would say she's as big as Prime's torso or his upper body. I don't know, but I think she has the size of Skids and Mudflap, somewhere in that size range. And she's mostly grey with a blue-greenish tint, and she looks organic and like a robot, so it's a mix between those. But the best part is that she has tentacles. Now you guys know that in G1 the Quintessons had tentacles, and I didn't expect to see that in the movies. I thought they would go for legs instead of tentacles, but they didn't, and that's awesome. I don't know who came up with this idea, or rather who decided this. Maybe it was Michael Bay or the writers room, and I think it was Michael Bay. I mean, he's the director, so he gets to decide how the characters look, and Quintessa looks really cool. In Age of Extinction we saw an alien-like arm, and it doesn't seem like that was Quintessa, which would make sense because there were a lot of ships and they all must have had pilots and a crew. So I think that was just a random alien who triggered the seeds. And she says here, Optimus Prime, you destroyed your home, you seek redemption. And Prime says the same line from the Super Bowl TV spot, my maker I do. And man, I can't wait to see this scene. Like, look at Prime's face, you can see the anger in it, and also a feeling of guilt, because even back in Dark of the Moon, he kinda blamed him for Cybertron's death, but he asked if the Autobots would have won the war if Sentinel was the leader, and I guess it means the same thing. Like, the Autobots could have won and saved Cybertron, and he also refused to sacrifice the Earth to save Cybertron, and it looks like he's really thinking about what she said or asked, but this is definitely an emotional scene for Optimus, and ILM did a fantastic job of giving Optimus emotions, because this right here is one angry and troubled Prime, and I hope that we will get to see him smile in the movies one day, because he did smile in Transformers Prime, and maybe if they explain his backstory as Orion Pax, they could show him smiling, because it would be nice to see him happy and smiling for once. And by the way, in the Super Bowl TV spot, Quintessa said, your world is dying, meaning it's still alive, but here she says that it's already dead. I don't know when she says that, or if she even says that. Maybe they cut that line, I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to this scene, and I'm pretty sure this scene takes place after she finds him floating around in space. And I said before, and that it's kind of funny. I mean, Prime took off like a boss and then ended up floating around in space for like, what, 3 years till Quintessa found him? Or maybe she found him right after Age of Extinction and kept him as a prisoner for 3 years? Who knows? But you do see the red on his face, so maybe the longer he has it, the more it eats parts of his face. Or maybe she used it to bring him back, like wake him up out of stasis. Who knows? But we also get an extended version of the shot of his eyes turning purple, and it just zooms in a bit more. But now we know how Quintessa will look, or how she looks, because they showed her in this trailer, and I thought, and I also hope that they would keep her away from the trailers and just keep her in the movie. But now I don't really mind that. I think she looks great, but we still don't know how her face looks, so that's one thing we don't know. But I guess we will get a shot of her face, like a close-up in the next trailer. So the next Prime shot we have is of Prime on the underwater ship with his sword in his hand, trying to stab B right through the head, but he puts on his battle mask just in time, and the sword slides off and just leaves a little mark and almost hits Kate, who is next to B's head. Now that's one hell of a tough battle mask, and it's also the first time we see someone use their battle mask to really protect themselves. And it's also an upgraded version of the first free movie mask, because in the concept art that was released months ago, it showed B with his Age of Extinction battle mask and his Dark of the Moon body, but now it looks like they went back to the old battle mask for some reason, because I don't really like that one, but it has some similarities to the Age of Extinction one, like it has like glass instead of those grills, but I think it's weird that Prime couldn't stab right through the battle mask because Lockdown stabbed him with the same sword right through the chest, so I guess Beast's mask is super strong, or Lockdown just stabbed Prime with more power or strength, and Prime's faceplate got kicked out of his face by Megatron. So there are some issues here, like continuity issues, but that's completely nitpicking and they can explain this stuff so easily. But anyway, let's move on to the next shot, which is really beautiful. It's a shot from the perspective of a jet, like it looks like the camera is mounted onto the jet and you see another jet and the sunset, I think, in the background, and also Optimus and B fighting on the ship, and this looks incredible. I wonder if the jets are going to attack, but I guess if they attack them they will only attack Optimus, because I'm pretty sure by the time this fight takes place Lennox and Kate will have met each other and Lennox would help them save Prime. And in the next shot, Kate tells Prime to stop after he got punched so hard by B that he flew around and fell on his back. I wonder how B did that. I mean, did he hit him with the hammer? But I don't see a hammer in his hands. After that, Kate tells Prime that he can't do this, and in the background you see how Bumblebee jumps towards them, and I'm sure this is right before he hits him in the face with the hammer, like we saw in the Super Bowl TV spot. And in the next shot, Optimus is holding B above his head, and you can see that B has the hammer in his hands, and then Prime just smacks B down, probably breaking his back and also ripping out what looks to be his doors. And man, that was one awesome scene, and Prime looks so good here, and we get the same dialogue between Lennox and Kate here in this scene like we got in the teaser, but this time he says that they aren't giving up on Prime, and that's awesome. Kate has a really strong relationship with Optimus, and to see him worry about Prime is really cool, and it looks like he will go up against Optimus or another knight, because here we see how he's attacking or blocking an attack with a sword, and when he hits the knight, sparks appear, and I just think that this sword is like a Cybertronian artifact, because how else can he block an attack from a Cybertronian? And that Cybertronian looks like he's grey, so it has to be one of those knights that attacked Prime, or maybe it was Megatron. Now we're going into the underwater ship, and you see Megs falling to the side, and Optimus is there, and there's a plane sliding down or falling down, and Prime just jumps through that plane or military helicopter and destroying it, and man, that was awesome. But the reason he did it was to save Kate and Vivian, who were both sliding down on the ground, so he jumped through a freaking plane to save them, but they still could have got hit by all that debris. But what's most interesting is that Prime has the blue eyes. Like I said in my last update, these could just be flaws or little details the animators have to fix, but if he is supposed to have the purple eyes in the shot, then why is he saving the humans? And I also don't see any red on his face. Then we see Kate and Vivian sliding down the floor, and then we get a shot of Hound, and you can see that he has green medic crosses on like a light grey background now instead of the red crosses on a white background, and they look better because they don't stand out that much, and I think the change has something to do with the Red Cross organization. At least that's what I heard, because they have the same logo, but they released concept art of Hound last summer with the medic crosses on him, so why didn't they change it right away? I don't know, maybe they did it on purpose for some weird reason, and that also means that the crosses are green in vehicle mode too, because we know from set photos that they were red, so they have to change the color for every shot we see of Hound in vehicle mode. Next off, we have Prime saying that our world must die so that his can live, and he says that to Vivian in the underwater ship, as you can see here, and man, again, this looks awesome. And even Bumblebee is in the background, and it looks like he's stepping down, so maybe he was hiding from Prime. but this line could mean that Cybertron is still alive, or like Quintessa said, dying. And then we get the battle we've been waiting for, and a battle that I thought wouldn't happen, and that's the Optimus Prime versus Megatron battle. And as you can see, they're both in the underwater ship, and Max just headbutts Prime without even putting on his battle mask while holding Prime's sword, and then he kicks Prime into the wall and basically holds Prime's own sword at his neck, and you can see the purple eyes, which mean that Max could fight Optimus to stop him from doing something, or he just wants to kill Prime. And again, there's almost no red on his face, only a little bit on the side of his face, and that's it. So I'm really looking forward to this fight, and I hope that this is the fight we've been looking for this whole time. Optimus Prime and Megatron going at each other in an epic fight. And if that's not epic, then there's still this fight. Oh guys, this scene was so epic. Optimus decapitating 6 Infernicons or Infernicuses in one 360 turn. I said a while ago that my dream shot would be of all the Autobots, Decepticons, Dinobots and Dragons or Knights to go at Prime at the same time, and then he takes them out one by one in an awesome 360 turn by him, or a 360 turnaround shot of the camera. And man, this shot is awesome. He freaking took out 6 attackers at once. Well, welcome back, Mr. Murder Prime. And also, these look like Infernicus, but Infernicus was supposed to be a combiner, but they all look as big as Optimus, or even a bit smaller. So I guess these are the Infernicons, who just transform into Infernicus. And I guess it doesn't matter how many they are, like 5 are enough to form Infernicus, but it would also work with 20 or more, or the combiner thing was just for the toy. But I think that there will be an army of these Infernicons, or rather Infernicuses, without any combiners. I think that's just for the toy. But the toy did say that Infernicus is the guardian of Quintessa, so I guess that's true, and that she has an army full of them. But what I don't understand is that why are they fighting Optimus? I mean, if they are working for Quintessa, like she controls them, and Optimus has the purple eyes, which means that she's also controlling Optimus. Is she like, I don't know, testing Optimus? Who knows? Like maybe it's like a trial or something. Optimus needs to prove himself. I'm not sure, but it's really interesting, and I think that's also the thing that Hound is shooting at in the trailer. So guys, that's it for this update. It was a big update with a lot of speculating, and let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. And yeah guys, stay tuned for the next update, where I will wrap up the analysis by talking about human and robot scenes in the trailer and giving you my closing thoughts on the trailer. And yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button to see more, and I see you next time. Bye.